Welcome back to USA Car Reviews. Today, we're diving into a truck that blends the heritage of classic American design with the innovation of modern technology. This is not just any truck, it's the rebirth of a legend. We're talking about the newly revived 1951 F-Series pickup, a machine that pays tribute to one of Ford's most iconic models while reimagining it for a brand new era of driving. If you're a fan of trucks, a lover of history, or someone who appreciates what happens when classic design is fused with today's performance, this truck is going to grab your attention. The 1951 Ford pickup was a turning point in American automotive history. It wasn't the first pickup truck Ford ever made, but it was one of the first to establish what we now think of as the DNA of the F-Series line. The rounded body panels, the bold stance, the simplicity mixed with toughness, it all became part of the American truck identity. Ford's F-Series eventually grew into the best-selling vehicle line in the United States for decades, but it all started with models like the 1951. Bringing it back in 2025 as the new F-Series revives pickup is more than just nostalgia. It's a statement that Ford understands the importance of heritage while refusing to be left behind in the future of mobility. When you first look at the revived 1951 F-Series, it's impossible not to smile. The front end is unmistakably vintage, with its horizontal chrome bars and large round headlights that echo the old design. But look closer, and you'll see how much is new. The lighting is now LED, seamlessly integrated into housings that look retro but shine with the brilliance of today's tech. The body panels carry those iconic curves, yet the proportions are more muscular, giving the truck a wider, more planted look. It's like seeing a childhood photograph brought to life in high definition. The truck sits on a modern chassis, which immediately sets it apart from the original. Instead of the old-school leaf springs and bare-bones suspension, the new version uses advanced independent suspension setups, giving it comfort on the highway while still being rugged enough for the dirt trails. And the powertrain options reflect the diversity of what drivers expect today. At the entry level, you'll find a turbocharged V6 that balances efficiency with performance. For those who crave more power, there's a V8 option that roars with classic American muscle but runs with the smoothness of modern engineering. And yes, Ford has even confirmed an all-electric version of the revived F-Series, designed to capture the wave of EV adoption without losing the soul of what makes a truck feel like a truck. That electric version delivers instant torque, making it surprisingly quick off the line while still offering the towing capacity and utility that truck owners demand. Step inside the cabin and you'll understand that this isn't just a tribute vehicle. It's built for today's drivers. The dashboard echoes the simple lines of the old 1951 model, but it's filled with the technology of 2025. A large touchscreen dominates the center, offering Ford's latest sync interface with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But Ford has wisely kept physical knobs and buttons for essential controls, a nod to the days when trucks were about utility first. The steering wheel is leather-wrapped, the seating is supportive and available in both cloth and premium leather, and behind the wheel, a fully digital gauge cluster gives you real-time performance and navigation data. One of the most exciting parts of the revived 1951 F-Series is its customization potential. Ford knows truck owners like to make their vehicles their own, so they've introduced a wide range of trims, from basic workhorse editions to high-end luxury models. You can go for a no-nonsense version with vinyl seats and minimal tech if you want something that feels closer to the old days. Or you can spec out a top-tier version with premium sound systems, panoramic sunroof, heated and ventilated seats, and advanced driver assistance features like adaptive cruise control and lane centering. There's even a heritage package that leans harder into the retro design cues, with unique badging and throwback color schemes inspired by the 1950s palette. Performance isn't just about engines, it's about capability. Ford has made sure this revived F-Series can still work like a truck. Towing capacities rival modern pickups, payload ratings are competitive, and the bed is built tough with options for built-in power outlets and storage solutions. In other words, this truck isn't just about looking pretty in the showroom. It's about hauling, towing, and working, just like the 1951 models that inspired it. But let's talk about the emotional connection. Driving this truck feels like stepping into a time machine that takes you back to the golden age of American motoring, while keeping you firmly planted in the present. You get the charm of vintage design, The smell of modern upholstery, the feel of cutting-edge steering, and the sound of either a rumbling V8 or a silent electric motor. The blend is unlike anything else on the road today. The 1951 F-Series was a truck for families, farmers, and workers. It was the vehicle that built America's small towns, carried goods across states, and gave countless drivers their first taste of freedom behind the wheel. Reviving it now, when the automotive industry is undergoing the most dramatic change since the invention of the car itself, is symbolic. It's Ford's way of saying, we haven't forgotten where we came from, even as we move toward electric futures and autonomous possibilities. From a design perspective, it's a love letter. From a performance perspective, it's a statement of intent. And from a cultural perspective, it's a reminder that trucks are more than metal and rubber. They're part of the American story. Driving impressions highlight the smoothness of the suspension, the surprising quiet cabin, and the balance of power across all variants. The EV version, in particular, is a revelation. It launches with authority thanks to instant torque, and yet it still feels composed, even with a trailer hitched behind. The gas versions remind us that there's still magic in the sound of a V8, and that trucks don't have to be all about efficiency, they can still stir the soul. For collectors, this truck will undoubtedly become a sought-after piece. The connection to the original 1951 model, combined with the limited production runs expected for the Heritage editions, will make it a future classic in its own right. And for everyday buyers, it's simply one of the most unique trucks on the market, blending head-turning looks with everyday usability. At USA Car Reviews, we often talk about how vehicles make us feel. And this one, the revived 1951 F-Series pickup, makes us feel proud. Proud of the legacy of American trucks, proud of the innovation that keeps them alive, and proud of the way a company like Ford can honor its past while stepping into the future. Whether you're here for nostalgia, for performance, or for the sheer joy of owning something that stands out from every other pickup on the road, this truck delivers. It's not just a vehicle. It's a conversation starter, a time capsule, and a vision of the future all in one. So if you've been waiting for a truck that captures the heart and the head, the revived 1951 F-Series might just be your dream machine. It's a reminder that legends never really die, they just evolve. This has been USA Car Reviews, and we'll see you in the next video, where we bring you more stories about the cars and trucks that define our roads, our culture, and our future.